you sit down to figure out your money. Maybe open a few tabs. Start looking into what you should be doing. And after a few minutes, you realize you don't actually know what you're supposed to do next. You've got a stable job, you earn decent money, and you've done all the basic things right. On paper, everything looks like it should be working. But there's a stage no one really talks about, where you realize you don't actually know what to do next. For most people, the path feels clear at the start. There's a sense of direction. You get a job, your income grows, you get a bit more responsible. Maybe you start paying attention to things you didn't think about before, and you assume at some point it'll just click, like there's a moment coming where everything starts to make sense. But then you reach this point where nothing is going wrong, but nothing feels clear either. You're not in trouble, you're not falling behind. From the outside, everything looks fine. If someone asked, you'd probably say you're doing okay. But internally, it feels like you're just waiting for something to make sense, waiting for something to shift, but not really knowing what that thing is. Not stuck because things are bad, stuck because you don't know what the next move is. And that's a very different kind of problem, because it's not obvious. There's nothing to fix, nothing clearly broken. You did what you were told. You followed the path. And now it just stops. And no one really explains what comes after that. It's not that you're bad with money. It's not that you're not trying. And it's not that you've made some huge mistake. You've been consistent. You've been responsible. You've done what most people struggle to do. So what is it? The problem is, you've been trying to make decisions based only on what you've been exposed to. The conversations you've had, the examples you've seen, the things people around you talk about. And most people don't realize how small that actually is, how limited that view can be, without it ever feeling limited. Because there are people structuring their money in ways that look completely different to anything you've seen before. Not better or worse, just completely different. Different priorities, different approaches, different ways of thinking about it altogether. There are ways of structuring things that never come up in normal conversations. Not because they don't exist, but because they're just not visible. And there are paths that don't even appear unless you already know where to look. And if you've never been exposed to any of that, then of course you feel stuck. Because you can't choose what you've never seen. And that sounds obvious, but it changes everything, because it means you've been trying to figure things out inside a very small frame, trying to make the right decision without ever seeing what the full set of decisions actually is. Without realizing there's a much bigger picture. And then you question yourself, wondering what you're missing, wondering why it hasn't clicked yet, when in reality, you were never shown it. You're not stuck because nothing works, and it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you've been trying to make decisions without ever seeing the full set of options. And once you realize that, something starts to shift. You stop asking, what should I do? Because you realize that question was always limited. And instead, you start to see you've been playing a game without ever seeing the full board. Because at the end of the day, you can't choose what you've never seen. And when that clicks, it's subtle, but it changes how you look at everything. Not because you suddenly have answers, but because you realize there might be more going on here than you've ever been shown. And that feeling, that sense that something is missing, starts to make a lot more sense. This video here will teach you about some of these secrets that regular people use to create wealth.